On episode number 11, what are we talking about? First, I'm going to tell you a funny story that humbled me. Then, I'm going to tell you the greatest compliment you can ever give another stand-up comedian. And the best thing you should say to somebody who just bombed. Lastly, I'm going to remind you, don't be so afraid to fail. Life is filled with lessons. And remember, on this podcast, we're here to laugh, educate, motivate. And we're about to do that right now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Appreciate you guys stepping outside the box with Mike Terry, man. Appreciate you. This is a brand new episode, number 11. Couple things, man. I wanna point out we are switching things up. A couple things to point out before we get started. I acknowledge my bad. Before we do anything, shout out to Mike for being here. The MVP, the Swiss Army knife. He's doing all the hard work behind the camera, making it look easy for me. Also, some life lessons and strategies. Things that I know to be true, or things that I have read to be true, or things that I have read to be true. So far, I'm just going off things that I know. I don't want to be giving life advice about thoughts and theories that I have and stuff like that. So things that I think that I've experienced that can be beneficial to others, whether it be comedians, whether it just be regular people who watch the podcast. And by regular people, I mean not comedians. I don't mean, you know what I mean? Anybody who, I believe it'll be beneficial. So, and lastly, I'm going to give you some motivation at the end. You know what I mean? Send you on your way with a smile, or give you something to make you go, No, but we're going to get right into it, man. We're going to get right into it. I want to tell y'all a funny story, but I do got to acknowledge something, man. First off, shout out to stand-up comedian from Ithaca, New York, Kenneth McLaurin. He had it's called a cannabis comedy show, right? Cannabis comedy show where, it's legal in this state of New York to do 420, smoke, whatever. And so there's a venue where it's just fully welcome, right? And, he asked me, would you like to do the cannabis comedy show, man? Had somebody drop out. So, yeah, no problem. I got you. Like, I'm always down to do stage time. I love stand-up. I love stand-up comedy, I did underestimate the amount of weed and smoke that would be there. I didn't know how it was going to be set up. It wouldn't have changed my decision by any means, by the way. Well, what I'm saying is, like, when I was walking to the building to walk inside, Kenneth McLaurin, he came out the front door, and behind him I seen a big old cloud of smoke leave. I was like, oh, man. All right, it's gonna be one of those shows. All right, this is different. And we, myself and Abdul Hadi, shout out to Abdul Hadi, stand-up comedian from Syracuse, New York. We were just standing. It was kind of like a garage area, enclosed garage area where the show was being held, and it was full hot box. You know what I mean? People were just smoking and blowing it, and it was cool. It was it's something new, at least new to me. I enjoyed the show. I definitely knew I was gonna be high by the time I got on stage, and that's pretty much what happened. But you know what I mean? That's why you practice and you prepare. I was able to get through my set well. It was a fun night. And after the show, the vendors was like, oh, they looked at me and Abdul. Oh, we didn't know you were stand-up comedians, and they just handed us a pack of edibles. You know what I mean? A thick pack of edibles. And I'm like, okay, I'll take them. But edibles don't affect me. You know what I mean? I'm big boy. You know what I mean? They don't affect my immune system or whatever. So I ate 2 of those that night. I'm getting to the point. I ate 2 of those that night. You know what I mean? I was already high from standing there breathing. You know what I mean? During the show, I was already high. I'm like, all right, ate 2 edibles and went to sleep that night. Thought nothing of it. The next morning, it was like 4 a.m. I'm like, man, I don't want to throw the edibles in the trash. You know what I mean? It was cookies and cream, like little cookies and stuff. And, once again, it said 100 milligrams on the packet, but I'm like, I don't know. They just don't affect me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of them. I'm just gonna eat some today, right? So I ate one at 4, and then I ate the other one at 6:00 a.m. Right? Uh, and fucked around and got high for the whole day. The whole day I was high. It took me like a little while to notice because I'm sitting there, enjoying myself, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh shit, I'm high right now. I was like, all right, these junks work. Okay. Shit. I still got the podcast. I got a comedy show tonight. But I wasn't panicking, because I prepared. You know what I mean? I practiced. I knew what I was going to be talking about. But I just didn't want to be high during shooting the podcast. And I'm grateful to say the episode that we recorded, it wasn't terrible. You know what I mean? It was good, but I was watching it and I was just like, man, well, I'm going to just show you a clip. We're just going to show you a little clip. There's just too many moments like this. You got the clip, Mike? Let's roll it if you got it. So come on, step outside the box with us every Saturday on Monday. All right. Damn. Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, I got to do that again. I got to run that one back. But yeah, man, it was, the show went well later on that night. Shout out to John Bianchi. I forget the name. I think it was Horseheads. No. Shout out to the spot we was at. It was like an Asian food cafe ran by an Indian guy, which was different. He was a cool dude. I wish I remembered his name right now. He was a cool dude. I knew he was legit Indian when he had the tattoos on his face and stuff. I was like, all right, he legit. He all the way. You know what I mean? That's first generation Indian right there. That's I'm always told I got Indian in my family. I mean, I know it's true. It's just I'm like, I don't know if I'm legit. Like I get whiskers. If I grow my beard out, I get some whiskers. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get right into it, man. Tell y'all a funny story. It goes all the way back to my first year in stand-up comedy, right? First year in stand-up comedy. I was performing at a place called Generation Next. Now, usually I was used to performing in front of mainly white people with some black people and Hispanics sprinkled throughout, right? That's the crowd I was used to. And, doing well at this new venue, sports bar called Generation Next. It was mainly black people. You know what I mean? Hood niggas and you know what I mean? Black people who don't like the bullshit. So it was like, but once again, it's part of the journey is encountering new crowds and environments and new personalities and stuff like that. You find what people laugh at, what they don't laugh at, etc. But I went up there and I performed, and on this night I did not have it. Like I was not doing well. Like I do hold myself to a high standard, but usually I would get laughs. I was just getting like a couple chuckles, maybe a couple of a couple of those, but it wasn't going my way. And like as a stand-up comedian, there are signs that happen I was about to say the bathroom. There are signs that happen in the audience that'll let you know that you bombing. You know what I mean? Like, for example, somebody will start a full conversation while you talking, just full conversation. All right, so they don't do this shit right here, but you feel like they saying, all right, so what you think the Rams going to do this year? Yeah, and they'll fully be talking and stuff like that while you trying to get through your stuff. Another sign that you bombing is somebody will pull out their phone and just start, checking Instagram and whatnot, waiting for you to get off. Third sign is when somebody get up to go to the bathroom. That one, especially when somebody stands up and locks eyes with you and then walks to the bathroom, then it's personal. Like they meant to do it at that point, I knew I was doing bad when somebody hit me with a combo. I was performing that night and somebody hit me with a combo. This dude was having a full conversation on his phone as he got up to walk to the bathroom and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there just working through my stuff. I know it's not going well. He's like, all right, bitch, I'm about to come over right now. And I was like, damn, he hit me with all three. This man hit me with all three. All right, so time moves forward. I finished my set. I'm off stage, and the next person, I watch the next comedian go up, and he kills it, knocks it out the park. And you know what I mean? Everybody's hollering, laughing, and show is over. And you know what I mean? Me and that comedian, we just standing there just talking. And what people don't know, may not pay attention to, is comedians after a show or an open mic, we usually stand next to the stage or the exit to collect a handshake or a good job. You know what I mean? And me and him, you know what I mean? Me and the comedian, we sitting there, we talking, just going, I'm like, oh man, I didn't have it tonight, but yo, you did your thing tonight. So the comedian who did great, he's right here, right? He's standing right here, and I'm standing right here, right? We just talking. And after the show, somebody from the crowd who enjoyed the show walks up to him, like, yo, man, that was some funny stuff, man. You did your thing tonight. Yeah, where you from again? Oh, okay, yeah, I got family down there. All right, man, yeah, you doing your thing, man. I'm standing right here. Now, he right here. I'm standing right here. Hey, man, you doing your thing, right? All right, man, look, stay up with it. I hope to see you on TV one day, man. All right, man. Hey, take care. All right. And he walked right past me, right past me. It wasn't like the situation where you're looking at somebody that you're speaking to and there's somebody else there. And as you walk away, you kind of lock eyes and there's a thought like, hey, maybe I should say something. Nah. He just walked right. He walked past me like it was the person who he was speaking to. They were right there. And then there was just a void of space next to him. That's how he walked past me. Like there wasn't no eye contact whatsoever, just a hard left. I was like, damn, I guess I'm not the chosen one. But moments like that, you know what I mean, makes you go back to the drawing board. Makes you take that extra effort and be like, all right, let me switch it up. You pay attention as your set's going forward. Make sure you record yourself when you can too. But that, you replay it in your head like, all right, they didn't laugh too much at that country joke. All right, maybe this crowd, they like more relatable content, more relatable jokes. But yeah, man, it's just a little funny story. It's gonna happen to everybody, man. Everybody's due for a bomb. They got one on your calendar, whether it happens on a show or an open mic. You know what I mean? It's bound to happen. So now we educate. What is the greatest compliment that you can ever give another stand-up comedian? It's this one right here. Hey, man, you a bad boy. I got to tell you, man, you a bad boy. I just know if we ever performing and I see that if we ever performing on a show together, I do not want to follow you. You know what I mean? If I'm performing and I got to follow you, that means I got a hard night ahead of me. You know what I mean? I can't have no corny jokes. I can't have no B-level jokes. I got to have all fives, man. I can't go up there BS and I got to be sharp. That's the greatest compliment that you can give somebody. Telling them that they are, it's basically telling them, hey, man, I think you are a high-quality comedian. I believe that you are either, not in a narcissistic way, but I'm my level or higher. You know what I mean? To the point where it's like, all right. I mean, to make it more understandable, that's like me following Eddie Griffin or Kevin Hart or, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make it more understandable, but I think people understand it. It's just basically saying, there's levels, there's depths. If somebody's doing a whole bunch of jokes that are relatable to people and that's causing them to laugh, and then you got jokes about make-believe, you know what I mean? What if this happened in the movie? What if this happened in the movie? Now, based off what you're talking about, beyond that, it could be funny. But that same audience may not gravitate to that kind of material. This is stuff that I've learned. And you got to make an adjustment sometimes right on the fly. Always try to do, like, when in doubt, do crowd work. That's my thought, All right, but what is another compliment? Not necessarily one of the greatest compliments you can give another stand-up comedian, but what is another compliment you can give another stand-up comedian? I believe is when somebody singles you out to help them. You know, it's cool to, I don't think anybody's walking up to a group of comedians and saying, hey, man, could you help me with this joke? But when somebody goes into your DMs or pulls you to the side at an open mic or a comedy show and says, hey, man, I really enjoyed your set. Maybe I'm just starting out or whatever, man, but I'm working on this joke, man, and I really would value your opinion on it. I think, I don't know. I think it could be funny. I just kind of want to see what you think about it. Or somebody says, hey, man, I was just, hoping that, if you got spare time, man, I could pick your brain about comedy. You've been doing it longer than me or whatever, or, I just enjoyed your set and I just, I got some questions. I was wondering if you could help me. I think that's something that should definitely be seen in a positive light, Now, based on who you are and how frequently that happens, maybe it may come off as annoying, but I don't think that's something that should be taken for granted either. You know what I mean? So I would say definitely I think that's a compliment. And when somebody asks you for help, man, or asks you to help them develop their craft, I think that's, in a way, that means they saw you on stage and they thought to themselves, wow, I believe this person knows something that could help me grow, that could help me step my game up and go to the next level, So I think that's definitely something something that should be taken in a positive stride, with positive intentions. Now, I want to ask you guys, what is the best thing that you should say to somebody who just bombed? Nothing. Let them cool off. They pissed off. Like, you bombed when you walk straight to the bathroom. Like, you don't go and look for handshakes or claps or nothing like that. You don't check and see if anybody giving you the pound like, hey, good set. Nah, you just walk straight to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Speak to them when you see them at the bar getting a drink. Then you know what I mean? That means they calm down a little bit. Then go ahead and, you know what I mean? Best thing you could do to somebody who just bombed is just pat them on the back and give them my bad, I'm trying to put my hand in the screen. Best thing to do to somebody, best thing to say or do to somebody who just bombed is you just give them a pat on the back and give them a look like this. It's all right. That look basically says, hey, man, I understand you was trying. You know what I mean? You're going to get them the next time. Just keep working at it, As to my stand-up comedians watching this, man, try not to take bombing so personal. I understand we pour our hearts and souls out into our stand-up comedy, dude, it's part of the journey, man. It's part of growing. It's part of getting better. It's falling on your face or tripping, and then saying, all right, I got to make sure my shoelaces are tied next time, It's part of the journey. Try not to take it too personal. It's how you learn. It's how you learn, It's how you learn. So now we motivate. I want to let you guys know, man, don't be so afraid to fail. It ties perfectly into what I was just about, you know what I mean? We just came out of. Don't be so afraid to fail, man. Life is intentionally filled with lessons, intentionally. Imagine if you went through life easy, winning everything all the time. You'd be bored, man. You'd be bored. Imagine if you always got the woman that you want. You'd probably end up arrogant and undisciplined. Life is filled with lessons. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. It's supposed to. I remember somebody, it was a show or a sitcom or something like that. They explored that thought. Like, what if there was a TV show with no drama in it? Just completely no drama. Everything was going well. Everybody was getting along. There was no plot twist. It was boring. And that was the point that they're trying to get past. You know what I mean? 'Cause you watch, I even have to check myself because I'm watching the show and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, why can't they just get along? I'm like, it's TV. It's TV. Let me calm down. It's supposed to be intriguing. You know what I mean? For example, imagine if it was even possible, right? If it was possible that you could fast forward to your last day alive, and if like once you make this change, it was permanent, right? Imagine if you could fast forward to your last day alive or your last year on earth. You may or may not like what you see, but you would be missing the details. You would be missing the things that led you to become the person that you were, that you end up being, you know? Life is about the details, man. Life is about who you become along the journey, you know? For my spiritual people, I mean, for anybody, you know, that's what God cares about, who you become along the journey. You know what I mean? Did you help anybody? And did you do it with kindness in your heart? Or did you do it with a receipt? You know what I mean? I helped you August 5th. You know what I mean? Nah, you know, if you're going to help, do it with the kind heart. Do it with the right intentions. You know? I know that's one of the worst things. A motherfucker help you and don't let you forget it. But yeah, man. Just embrace that. Embrace that. Embrace that is not easy. You know, I know for myself, I like to earn stuff, you know? It like this podcast, as far as the success of it, right? As far as how many views, how it's the success of it. If it was just easy, right? If I did one episode and boom, 50,000 views, right? And et cetera, who knows? Maybe I would take it for granted. Maybe I wouldn't appreciate it as much. You know what I mean? But we building from the ground up, you know? And then once we get to that point, you know, I mean, even now, I know I don't take it for granted, but even you get to that point, you cherish it, you appreciate it far more. So I appreciate you guys for stepping outside the box today with your boy Mike Terry. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike one more time for being here. Shout out for yourselves, to the whole C2C Indie Radio family as well. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe. Click that. My bad. Here we go. Click that notification bell. Subscribe. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you can see when we post another video. Throw some comments down there. We're always striving to improve, so I'm interested in seeing your feedback. And make sure you share this podcast, share this episode with somebody who could use a laugh, you know, or share it with somebody who could use some wisdom, the wisdom in this episode. Most importantly, share it with somebody who could use some motivation. And make sure you give yourself a round of applause. Make sure you give yourself a thank you. Because at the end of the day, you just stepped outside the box. Peace.